My wife accused me of cheating on her, so she kissed some rando.
That's logical.
I, 36 male, have been married to Lily, 36 female, for 16 years and together for 21. Wow. We met freshman year, and up until a couple of months ago, we were each other's one and only. We both went to the same college and got married at 20 despite my parents' protest. We have a 6-year-old together, and overall, I say we've had a great marriage and family life. By the way, this comes from Dangerous Vehicle 133, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice, Goofly, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And Obi says, 6 months ago, one of my wife's friends, let's call her Adrian,
Thank you for doing that.
told my wife that I had been cheating on her for years. Adrian, why'd you do that? Hey. This is obviously a lie, and she only did this because she found out her now ex-husband of 5 years, let's call him Steve, was cheating on her their entire relationship. So she's burning every bridge down now.
She learned a new move set called projection.
She said everyone's husband's a cheater and a liar. Me and him were good friends, and he told her I was cheating as well. Oh. Now, I had my suspicions he was cheating, as he never immediately shut down any female attention whenever we hung out together, and he complained constantly that his wife didn't sleep with him enough. But I never had any solid proof, so I never told his wife. While that may make me a little bit of an a-hole, I never cheated on my wife, nor do I condone cheating. But you let it slide a little bit.
I mean, he didn't even have any hard evidence. I don't think it makes you an a-hole that you didn't blow up your friend's marriage on a hunch.
I wouldn't have done that, but I don't think I would have been friends with this guy if I saw him doing this. I'd be like, meh, hey, I'm gonna call you out for that behavior. It's a little weird. My father cheated on my mother, and I saw how badly that hurt her, and I swore to never do that to my wife. My wife punted me out and told my parents, her parents, and our friend what Adrian told her. 2 months after, she filed for divorce, and I've been dragging out the process. However, 2 months ago, she sent a picture of her kissing another guy and him touching her inappropriately as incentive to get the divorce.
Huh.
Seems a little backwards.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
She's like, is it working? How about now? I was devastated and really ready to divorce her. However, 2 weeks after that, Steve confessed he lied to Adrian, and she told Lily. For the past month and a half, she has been begging me to reconcile with her and for us to go to counseling. But honestly, I can't forgive her for the video and her lack of trust in me. She believes Steve's words with no proof over me, and she slandered my name to my friends and family. Would I be the a-hole if I continued with the divorce? We've got an edit and an update. What do you think?
Divorce.
I agree.
Wow, you're doing what Adrian wanted you to do.
Adrian! Give her what she wants.
It's what you wanted.
Happy wife, happy life. And if your wife wants a divorce,
Make her happy.
yeah.
Too little, too late.
Savannah's book.
Savannah's book, Too Little, Too Late. I don't know how you go back from that.
Really, it's not even like the kissing and touching. It's more the, you just immediately believed that guy
Who cheated on his wife?
who cheated on his wife and maybe was like, oh, I'm not the only one doing it. This guy did it. Maybe it's not so bad.
Everyone's doing it. It's like that movie with Adam Sandler
50 First Dates.
where he sees this little kid pee his pants.
Uncut Gems.
And then it's when he's really young. And then he pretends to pee his pants.
Happy
and,
Gilmore.
It's Big Daddy.
And he tells all the other kids, he's like, see, all the cool kids pee their pants. That's what this cheater is doing. He's like, all the cool kids cheat on their wives.
It's true.
I don't know what movie that is.
It's the Sprouse. Big Daddy, yeah.
Big Daddy. Don't be big daddying in this scenario. Edit 1. Many of you are wondering why my wife was so quick to believe Adrian without proof. And I have to say, she did have slightly valid reasons to not completely believe me. Me and Steve hung out for hours without our wives multiple times and even went on a couple of weekend boys trips with other mutual friends. So the window of opportunity was there. I have in the past got caught lying to my wife's face, but these were small white lies and not me hiding an affair. It was more mundane stuff, like saying I took out the trash when I didn't or watching our shows without her. Okay, you had me a little scared there, but you being like, I'm sorry I watched Game of Thrones without you, I lied about that, is not quite the same as you cheating on her.
I was gonna say, to some people, that's worse than cheating.
Yeah, that's Riley's.
I did exactly what you just said.
With what?
Wow.
I did. I watched Game of Thrones without my girlfriend.
The funniest, that's terrible of you.
It was. When it came to light, it was bad.
I will say, on the subject of Game of Thrones and watching things without people, during the vid, I was watching Game of Thrones for the first time. And my dad didn't really like me watching. I mean, I was an adult at that time.
Yeah, I know you're.
He was like, he didn't like me watching, stuff like that.
What was he like trying to be like PG? He's like, see, we're just gonna skip it.
I was 19 by that point, to be clear, but I probably would have been fine. But like, I just had that thought in my mind, and we like to watch Lord of the Rings together, and so we were watching Lord of the Rings, and I think we were on the second movie, and we were watching the Hobbit at that point, and we were on the second movie, and he came home early, and I was watching Game of Thrones, so I quickly switched to The Hobbit because that was on the DVD player, and he came in, he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm watching the Hobbit, and he was like, without me? Really? And I was like, no, I didn't mean it. No,
I didn't mean it, I swear.
I was like, I'm lying, but I have admitted to my wife things I have done in private while publicly denying them, like stealing my brother's wallet when we were younger and then losing it.
What?
A classic move.
This is like comparing apples to broccoli right now.
This is OP. This is OP at in the confessional, being like, and I was mean to my brother, and I stepped on the roses, and I didn't take out the trash. You're just confessing everything right now. Also, when Steve was first confronted about his affair, he said he and his friends would pick up women together, though he didn't name drop me until later. All of this to say, I understood Lily's hesitation, but ultimately, when push came to shove, she believed Steve, a liar and a cheater, over me without proof, and I suffered for months because of it.
This is a really good question here.
Yeah.
I think Steve's still a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Who's the worst? Is this a show that your wife is too gullible?
Context was there, but it's crazy that there was no like, let me look into your eyes.
Look harder.
Let me look into them peepers.
I would understand why she would have doubts, but to kiss someone else and then show it off.
She went out of her way to like hurt you really bad, so she gets what she wants now.
She's a happy wife now.
She hit herself with the Uno reverse card.
And she went, oh, shoot.
Wait, I cheated now?
Oh,
no. But is it your fault somehow?
Update. I decided to take y'all's advice and try marriage counseling. Okay.
Not my advice, but that's fine.
I will probably be starting individual therapy later, but right now I just don't have the time. We had the first session a week ago, and it was brutal for both me and Lily. The therapist said the main issue was a lack of trust in our marriage, and I responded by saying, how could I trust she didn't sleep with the guy from the video? Because I have some new danging evidence that she did more than just kiss the guy.
Oh, no.
Oh, Lordy Lou.
I may sound crazy for this, but after confirming what bar, what day, and what time she took the video, I went there and told the manager my wife got attacked by a man there and that we were trying to get evidence for the police. Okay, you were spiraling a little bit.
I agree.
I asked to access their security cameras, and I did have to reassure them that I was not trying to sue them, but purely just trying to get the video. They let me in the back, and after giving them the time slots of when my wife said they met up and the kissing started happening, I saw on the camera that Lily and the guy were leaving together, crossing arms like a couple. The manager said it looked like my wife wasn't attacked and that she lied to cover up her cheating. And he's like, I know, okay, I know.
Yeah.
You happy?
I think if you would have just told the first story, they would have been even more.
Yeah, they'd been like, absolutely, dude.
Yeah, they would have immediately been like, we're helping you right now.
I got the security recording on my phone and showed Lily in therapy. I said, you swore you didn't go home with him, but here you two are leaving together.
You swore.
You swore.
I lied.
You saved that for the therapy session?
Yeah.
Yeah, you needed the therapist to be like, ooh, that is clear as day. Ooh, here's my card for solo therapy.
She started breaking down crying and confirmed that she did sleep with him.
Yikes!
And that's why I thought that this wasn't gonna work out. Yeah, roll the credits. I asked how she could try to get us back together while lying that she didn't sleep with the guy when she obviously did. And she said that she knew I wouldn't take her back if I knew. And that deep down, she never wanted to hurt me that bad.
Oh, wow.
Good old classic, I never told you because I knew I wouldn't like what happened.
Yeah.
Oh.
You hurt him pretty deep.
Oh, the consequences of my actions. Ow.
I was devastated and started tearing up as well. Even though we both weren't each other's first kiss, we were each other's one and only regarding being intimate partners.
Not anymore.
I always compared us to Lily and Marshall from How I Met Your Mother because of the similarities we have to them. Wasn't there a whole cheating plotline?
I will say, not a very good relationship to base your relationship on.
I haven't even watched that show, and I know that's not a great comparison.
I don't have a full memory, but was there not a cheating plotline?
Barney Stinson.
I think so. I don't remember. I didn't watch How I Met Your Mother.
Like I said,
Let us know in the comments.
Neil Patrick Harris. It's the straightest man you've ever met.
And now that's just ruined. The counselor asked how I wanted to respond to this new information, and honestly, in my anger, I said that our marriage wasn't special anymore, and that I don't see how we can have a loving relationship, and that above all else, I too want to sleep with another person since she got to explore others too.
And the therapist just sitting there like, yes.
Writing this down like cha-ching, more sessions.
Buy that boat. Go ahead and I'm going to call my partner and tell them to pull the trigger on that second property.
Yes, please. This caused Lily to start hyperventilating, and she eventually left. And me and the counselor continued to talk. She said that my feeling of wanting to get back at her is exactly how Lily felt, and is what drove her to do what she did. And that getting back at your partner is not how you fix a marriage. Well, it seems like OP doesn't want to fix his marriage.
I don't think you want to fix that one.
I don't know, OP. You said it yourself. Once there's cheating, kaput.
She did the wham bam shang-a-lang, dude.
Unfortunately.
That was a week ago, and me and Lily have talked since. I told her I haven't slept with anybody, because I haven't. We have another session tomorrow, but after that last one, I wanted to know if y'all think this marriage is still worth fighting for. I haven't told anybody about the Reddit post yet, nor have I told my family, her family, and friends that Lily did indeed sleep with that guy. And we've got a second update. Has your advice changed?
No.
I stick with it's divorce time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, would you look at the time? It's divorce.
O'clock.
Dang, I thought we were just going to leave it. Would you look at the time? It's divorce.
O'clock. But there's a second update.
Maybe you were saying that Shakespearean. It's divorce o'clock.
I'm talking to the clock.
Thank you.
We just had our second counseling session yesterday, and it's been a lot. First and foremost, I'll get straight to the point. We're getting a divorce.
Yay!
Yeah.
Would you look at the time?
It's divorce.
O'clock.
I'm still mourning the marriage, but I am resolute about the decision and kind of excited to start a new chapter in life. As I feel before this whole thing started, my life was in limbo and going through the motions. When we came in, the counselor asked me if I still felt like our marriage was not special anymore. I told her yes. I honestly think we should just get a divorce. I expected Lily to start freaking out again, but surprisingly, she agreed.
Yeah, she lined up a booty call for later that evening.
I've got an 8 o'clock, so we're gonna have to...
Divorce by dinner, please.
She said that hearing me talk about our marriage the way I did made her realize that I was truly done, and that it would be selfish of her to continue to fight for something she could tell deep down I didn't want. I told her I appreciated that, and that despite everything, I still love her, but I just couldn't be with her for at least the foreseeable future. I asked her why she still decided to believe others over me despite 21 years together, and I told her that that's really the crux of the issue for me, and not the spicy sleep part. Even though that stung, I could still rationalize that part, but I couldn't rationalize her not believing me. She said that maybe seeds were planted by my mother over the years because she frequently talked about my dad's affairs and how she had no idea because he acted normal and loving and was a great husband outside of that. And that 2 decades of hearing that story created some underlying suspicion in her.
I mean...
It's your mom's fault.
She's not wrong. That's crazy that she's right about that.
Yeah.
Still not his mom's fault.
She also admitted she still resented me a little bit. 6 years ago, when we both turned 30, we both started thinking about the fact that we never got the chance to be true individuals. And then she got pregnant not long after, so we definitely felt like we couldn't leave. We did have multiple conversations about that, and I truly believe we had gotten past it, especially after the birth of our baby, as Lily did not experience postpartum depression, so it was a very happy time for us. But apparently she never truly stopped resenting the idea that we were tied to each other. So when she thought I had cheated, she figured that sacrifice was all for nothing and wanted to take the opportunity to explore before she starts menopause.
That's a lot of words to say when she sent you a video to hurt you as much as possible, that she's leaving that part out of her little mental algorithm she's playing right now.
While that hurt to hear, I can sympathize, as that's part of the reason I was ready to divorce too, as I wanted to start exploring as well. Well, you can explore more full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime, and you don't even have to destroy your marriage to do it.
Not required.
But we've got a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
Happy divorce.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah.
This is the right move.
I don't know. It seems like this was not saying a blessing, but it seems like some of you guys seemed like you guys were checked out, never communicated it.
Yeah.
Both realized there was more underneath the surface, and I hope that your exploration goes a lot better than your marriage, or at least the last little bit of your marriage.
I hope it goes better than your whole marriage.
But we've got a little bit left. After that revelation, I told her that I would not be fighting for sole custody, but 50-50, as I want to see our child as much as possible, but I still want her in their life too. She said she won't stand in the way, and I believe her because during all of this, she never withheld our child from me. I did ask her if she had ever stepped out on me before, and I said our marriage is already over and I just needed to know the truth. She said she never cheated during our marriage and that the bar situation was the first time she was intimate with someone else outside of me. And she offered to do a paternity test to prove my son is mine if I didn't believe her. I do believe her and probably won't take the paternity test as my son looks just like me. And I reaffirmed to her that I never cheated as well.
Well, she could have cheated on you with someone who looks just like you.
That's true.
Ew.
What was that?
A cough?
No, it wasn't. It was like a snuff.
It was a snuff. Honestly, I feel like a huge weight is off my shoulders, and I don't really have to worry about the divorce too much, as we were already in the process of it 2 months ago. I do wish things could be different, but it's probably best not to get back together right now. I can see us reconciling maybe 5 to 10 years from now, but time apart is probably best for both of us. I did show Lily and the counselor my 2 Reddit posts, and while the counselor didn't think it was good that I brought online strangers into my marriage, she did say it's good that I at least found somewhere to vent. Thank you to everyone who listened and gave me advice. I really appreciated the support.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the story.
Your counselor's mad. She's like, "Don't go with the internet. That's my money. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Why'd you do that?
Yeah.
I'm right here and I cost money.
You have to pay for the opinions of people. My opinions.
Just me.
But also, I do support going to counseling.
It's usually pretty helpful. But we've got another story coming right up.
My neighbor thought our nanny was my husband's wife, and he didn't correct it.
Ooh, that's a goof.
I, 28 female, gave birth to my husband, 28 male's baby in January. We have a nanny, 36 female. We live in a nice suburban community. A new neighbor, female, moved in. She seems friendly, and she seemed like she just wanted to get to know everyone. And by the way, you should get to know that this story came from Born Safe 9896. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. Last Saturday, the new neighbor rang our doorbell. She did the reverse of the community, bringing things to the new neighbor. She was bringing things to her close neighbors, and this was our turn. My husband answered the door, and our nanny was in the neighbor's view. I don't blame the neighbor one bit for her confusion. A white man with a wedding ring and a Japanese woman with a wedding ring who is holding a half-white, half-Japanese baby. What else was the neighbor supposed to think? She introduced herself and was talking about how my husband and our nanny look like such a cute couple. They have such an adorable baby. The nanny wasn't saying anything. My husband said, "Thank you." I came up in the neighbor's view and announced that I was the wife. What happened, dude?
Yeah, this is weird.
Did he not look behind him and he thought she was talking about you?
Maybe.
I explained that this is our nanny. The neighbor looked embarrassed and she apologized. I told her she had nothing to apologize for. Later, I asked my husband why he was letting the neighbor believe our nanny was his wife. He said that it's an unfair question and that he was obviously flustered. I told him it is the easiest thing to just say, "This is our nanny. My wife is in the kitchen." He said, "I'm making too much of this." I said, maybe he wants people to think he's married to someone who looks like our nanny. He started saying that my body had bounced back and that I was looking good.
Whoa, not the thing that you should have said. He's like, "No, babe, you are still hot." She's like, "Wait, that's not what I was saying at all."
Well, apparently it was, because OP says, "That reduced my annoyance for a few seconds."
Oh, it worked. It worked. Okay.
For a few seconds.
But
It was not very effective.
then I told him he needs to give me a good explanation as to why he couldn't just say she's the nanny. My husband said he can't talk to me when I'm like this. Who is wrong? Am I the a-hole? And there are are some comments.
Huh.
I'm just imagining this guy. The neighbor opens the door and he's like, woman, help. She's like, your wife looks great. He's like, say, thank you, woman, go away.
And then his wife is like, I'm the wife. He's like, oh.
Maybe he's got lady phobia.
Maybe.
You ever thought about that, genius?
Should we consider?
Oh my gosh, that means he's scared of Sophia.
Boo.
Oh,
This is the neighbor's fault.
neighbor's fault.
I think by being like, what? So you want people to think that you're married to the? No, of course not. That's insane. You were there. Comments, top turn up. Honestly, I think you're overthinking it. I'm assuming he's on very little sleep as you have a newborn. OP says being a new dad is a new adjustment for him, but, and I hope this doesn't make us sound like lazy parents, my husband and I get enough sleep.
Yeah, they have a nanny.
The nanny is raising the kids.
Yeah.
That's why he got confused.
Yeah, OP's like, I hope it doesn't make us sound like lazy parents. We don't parent our child.
We are sleeping. She is the one taking care of the kid at night.
We sleep through the night and also the day.
Let me just put it this way. She produces milk.
So we're good there. I look great.
Maylee, 1990. Maybe keep an eye on them because honestly, the nanny could have said, oh no, I'm the nanny, because that is for sure what I would have done. If something weird happens like that again, then maybe get an old nanny or do without a nanny. It backfires and he just becomes like into grandmas. Classic.
Nah, she pulls a Nanny McPhee. She shows up. She's really ugly. By the end, she's beautiful.
Again, backfires spectacularly. Opie says, our nanny is someone who grew up with my cousin.
Wait, last one. You've hired a new nanny, but it's actually just the dad.
But instead of the dad, it's literally Robin Williams back from the dead.
Robin!
Our nanny is someone who grew up with my cousin.
Likely story.
That's one of the reasons why I hired this hot woman as our nanny.
Okay, so now she's hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
OP put that.
A hot friend of my cousin. I also didn't think I would need to watch my husband. Hey, it's Tism, says, gave birth to my
What?
husband's baby.
Read that one more time.
Hey, it's Tism. Words of an irrationally angry mama. OP says, I was raised in Japan and English is my second language. Does that phrase have a hidden meaning in America?
I think it was fairly normal.
Cat 092620 info. Do you think anything is going on? Does the nanny live in your home? Has he validated your feelings at all? OP says, she lives with us. Oh, your hot cousin friend lives with you?
Yeah, she's a living
Ooh.
nanny.
My husband has called me beautiful.
What is going on? Okay, those are two separate things.
I think she's just trying to show off.
She's like, just to be clear, I am beautiful. She's hot.
Know the difference.
I gotta, again, bring this back to, I don't think your husband was trying to convince your new neighbor that the nanny is his wife because he would rather be married to someone who looks like your nanny, even though she is your hot cousin friend. Because again, you were there in the kitchen. Yeah, no, it's great. Got leave. Bye. Bye, woman. Bye. Which is weird in and of itself, but
I don't know.
Angela Candy Store says, your body bounced back and you look good. What? Not honey, I love you? Not the a-hole. Your husband is weird. Opie says, I think he didn't want me to compare my body negatively against our nanny's body. Well, our nanny and me have very similar body types.
So you look exactly like your nanny. It's what's sounding like. Maybe he got confused.
Maybe he literally is just, he just can't say that out of the corner of his eye he did get you guys mixed up.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, it's so much worse. I thought it was you.
Thought it was you out of the corner of my eye, babe. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You're both hot Japanese women. What am I supposed to do with myself?
I didn't know.
Nerd is a verb says, what do you mean by this? That if you have the same body type, clearly you do have some insecurities about the nanny's appearance being compared to yours. I said maybe he wants people to think he's married to someone who looks like our nanny. I don't think you're being crazy or anything, and your husband is handling this very poorly, but I really don't think it's that deep. Opie says, our body types are similar. We are both thin and tall. Hourglass. We also have the same hair color and eye color. We are both Japanese. But I have stretch marks now. I have acne. Maybe I'm projecting because I still think our nanny looks prettier than me.
You have mentioned it a lot. I think we need to see pictures.
I think so.
European lady.
Oh no.
What do you got to say about these Japanese people?
You don't have anything to say right now.
Yeah, here we go.
Not the a-hole. Both you and the nanny are Japanese. The neighbor's confusion is understandable, but your husband should have immediately said, no, this is our nanny. My wife's in the kitchen. Opie says, yes, both me and the nanny are Japanese. In fact, the nanny grew up just miles from me. Every little detail gets a little weirder.
Like, it's like trying to make this into like a mystery. I love it.
The nanny did it.
European lady responds, it's great that you can afford a live-in nanny. For most people here in the U.S., either one parent stays home with the child or the child is enrolled in daycare.
What is that? That's not even relevant.
Oh, he's gonna respond with, The nanny's hot.
The nanny is beautiful.
Did I tell you she's hot and my cousin's friend hot?
Yeah, dude.
She's hot and produces milk.
And
She's
she looks
hot.
like me, but hotter.
OP says, my husband and I live in California. We're so lucky, especially here. Update 2 days later.
Oh, boy.
That was a whole lot of something.
Boy.
The update's going to be like, I've divorced my husband. I'm marrying the nanny.
I fell in love with the nanny. I realized
Yeah, the nanny's hot.
it was her this whole time.
I realized me and the nanny are just too hot to not be married to each other.
It would be a shame.
Just that. It would. It would be a shame.
Can you imagine? Sorry, nanny. We're gonna have to let you go. You're too hot.
You're just too hot. And you understand.
Call us back when you're ugly.
My.
Update. I had listened about what people had to say about how confrontational I was. So I, 28 female, calmly asked my husband, 28 male, why he had allowed a neighbor, female, to think our nanny, 36 female, was his wife. He promises he was caught off guard and he panicked internally. He said the neighbor was so nice and friendly he didn't want her to feel embarrassed. He then said he also didn't want us to get judged. I asked, judged about what? He said since our nanny was sweaty and looking domestic while we were dressed up and going to head out later. He said the optics made us look like bad parents.
I don't know.
Oh, so he feels bad that y'all have a nanny.
Jury, do we feel like that's the good lie? Is that a good lie?
Honestly, I think he's telling the truth.
Yeah, I believe that 100%.
I think he's telling the truth.
Such an interesting excuse.
I think it is I think it's a stupid excuse still, but I think he's telling the truth.
It makes sense. This like all of these different equations started playing out in his head, and he just like short circuited.
It's the woman going with all the math symbols around her and go.
He's like, that's not my wife, but if I say that it's not, and then it's my nanny, and she looks hot and sweaty, and then she's gonna be like, are they like just what's going on here? Are they working this woman to the bone? Why do they look so great? Do they keep her locked in the basement?
Yes, she is my wife.
It's giving the Scott Pilgrim. I have to pee.
By the way, you need to listen to full episodes with stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, or wherever you listen to podcasts. All you have to do is search OK Storytime, and boom, bam, there we are.
Boom, bop, bam.
I think this is the story with the most Japanese women that we've ever had, though.
2?
Mm-hmm.
We've never had more than 2?
It's a rule.
It's not my rule, folks. This is Dakota's rule.
It's not my rule. I just follow them.
Wow, following orders.
I asked, why is he so worried about the optics all of a sudden? I asked if people have been criticizing us. He didn't say anything directly, and there is other indirect stuff. He mentioned how he's gotten mild teasing at work. Ooh.
They've been mildly teasing me at work.
Oh.
Make it spicy.
They say my wife doesn't parent a lot.
Say, your wife looks an awful lot like your nanny. Are they Japanese? Do they grow up a couple miles apart from each other?
Stop it! Stop it! And they're like, what? We're just saying facts. Stop making fun of me mildly.
Your wife and your nanny are so hot and Japanese we can hardly tell the difference.
Wait, well now that one was rude.
What? Oh, I'm so it's rude to say his wife is hot?
We've gone from mild to medium teasing. Don't get hot.
He says our nanny and I look so much alike and have the same dialect, and that people have been saying the nanny is like a second wife to him. So you just said yeah? You just agreed?
This sounds so bad.
Keep digging your grave,
If
bud.
they're like, wow, they look alike. Wow, they sound alike. They speak the same language. Holy crap, they're from the same place.
There's only one possible conclusion. It's the same woman.
He also said people who don't know us that well are judgmental about how the nanny looks. I mentioned that in our city, people would be judging us if I was a stay-at-home mom while you were the sole provider. I said other things to that effect, but I can't remember what I said. He asks if I think he's a bad father and or bad husband. I said no, and told him to not let nonsense get in his head. Not sure what else to add, so you can ask questions in the comments if you want to know more. And OP says some things. He did not say she was his wife. The neighbor was complimenting them about being such a cute couple with an adorable baby. My husband said, thank you. Right. Big difference there, too. Him not going, yes, and this is my wife.
Yes. Isn't she beautiful and hot?
Isn't she beautiful, hot, and 36?
Look at her skin. No acne.
OP says thank you, and I do feel better after hearing his explanation. And that is the end of that thriller.
Oh, man. We'll never know.
We'll never know which one is truly your wife.
Switch them around.
It's simply impossible to say.
You go, I'll close my eyes, and you guys spin around.
Baby, pick Which one's mom?
Now I've got 2 wives now. Oh man.
Do I have 2 wives or 2 nannies? Oh no.
I've just been calling you both, babe.
Yeah, that's the only thing you guys can do now is just take turns and rotate.
Like rotisserie chicken.
Oh boy.
But that is the end of that rotisserie chicken. And we're gonna spin ourselves on over to the next one.
My husband wanted to vacation during the vid because he was unhappy at home.
Huh?
My husband wants to spend the weekend at a lake house with 3 of his friends during a dang quarantine. I told him that was really stupid and that he could not go. By the way, this comes from Realness, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit, and OP says. So his reasoning is that he has already visited those 3 friends during the quarantine. So there's no reason to distance himself at all, apparently, because there's no difference between having dinner with someone and spending a whole weekend in close proximity to someone, apparently. He says the lake house is isolated and they won't be going out anywhere, but that's obviously a lie. Even if he stays at the lake house, the others would get hungry and want to pop over to the grocery store. And here's the most ridiculous assertion of his. It's harder on him now due to the quarantine. That's just true. It was harder on everyone during the quarantine.
That doesn't sound wrong at all.
I know that doesn't sound ridiculous.
It doesn't.
Because it's hard to break routine and get used to staying home, right? But my husband has always worked from home and is used to taking care of our son during the day.
Yeah, so that's not the same thing as being forced to stay inside because of global events.
And also not being able to see anyone.
Honestly, I'd say go to the lake house, brother. In hindsight, go to the freaking lake house.
At the moment, I totally understand where OP's coming from of like a lot of the fear.
I would have also been like, don't do that.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, you go do whatever you want.
I'm the one who's had to get used to a completely new routine and learn to work over my 4-year-old's need for attention. And he doesn't even do much anyway. He's a digital artist, which isn't exactly a stressful job in the first place, but half the time I even go to check on him, he's not even doing crap. He used to complain that he had to help with the housework, but now that I actually see what he gets up to, I see he spends maybe an hour actually doing anything work-related. He's probably depressed.
Are you just sitting there watching him work all day?
Yeah, the whole time she's like taking notes. She's like,
It's weird. You know what it sounds like to me? Like you don't respect your husband in any way.
I think that you guys have both been stuck with each other.
Yeah.
I honestly, this is so run-of-the-mill. Like, this is so standard for that time of being frustrated with the people that you're stuck with. I think it's careless of him to go out with his friends during a pandemic, especially while we have a toddler at home and while I'm taking care of my disabled at-risk mother.
Oh, that's pertinent information.
The toddler at home and your at-risk mother at home changes everything for me. Don't go to the lake house.
My husband and son never visit my mother face-to-face anymore, but if he gave me the virus, I could give it to her. And it's unfair for him to leave me alone to take care of our son and my mother for the whole weekend. I'm already incredibly stressed, and he's just gonna leave me alone to go goof around at some lake? He keeps saying he misses going out with friends, like I don't too. But I'm being an adult about it and working even harder, and he decides to go on vacation. So am I the a-hole for not letting him go? And just to clarify, we're both men. Someone on the original post thought I was either lying or reversed the genders to make some point that sometimes people are attracted to the same gender.
Sometimes people are J.
Sometimes they are J.
With a G.
And we've got an update, but what do you think, everyone?
We all lived through it.
Everyone lived through it, unless you're younger than the time in which you wouldn't have lived through it.
You've got a baby.
Get a baby.
And an at-risk mother. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. Everyone had to hunker down. It sucked. Oh, someone's really upset because he's been confined in his space for so long? I'm sorry. You're gonna have to deal with it.
You've got a baby.
I think we could have found a compromise where you say, hey, like, I want you to be able to let off some steam, but, you know, I need help. I can't do this alone. Maybe that's, you know, instead of a whole weekend, you socially distance, hang out with them. Or maybe we all get tested and then hang out. Not necessarily, you know, saying the whole weekend or something. But, like, there are compromises that you could make where he still gets to see his friends, but in a safer way.
Do it via Zoom.
There were ways to do it safely and, like, distance and stuff. And do it outside, masked up and stuff, all that jazz. Especially if you have people that are at risk. I understand where you're both coming from. I don't think there is an a-hole here. I think you're both stressed and you're both stuck.
Yeah, and guess what?
Everyone else was too.
Everyone else was too. And yeah, it's just a time of, it was unfair. Sorry. You can.
Don't worry, OP. It gets better. But we got an update.
Does it though?
Oh, it didn't get better. We're getting a divorce.
Oh.
go.
So a lot of the comments said I was an a-hole and my husband probably needed a vacation from me, and that was apparently true. A week after I posted the original, he sent me a 17-paragraph email about how unhappy he was, about how he doesn't blame me, but then gave 10,000 reasons I'm actually a horrible piece of crap.
Oh, my favorite movie, 1,000 Reasons I Hate About You.
10,000 reasons I think you smell like poo.
He was basically begging to go away for some time, 2 weeks, he suggested. The last paragraph was suggestions he had to make him going away more pandemic feasible. As soon as I finished the email, I called the husband of the woman he planned to go on this trip with and asked him how he felt about his wife spending up to 2 weeks away from him with another man. He was fine with it, said they had already talked about it. He said it's fine because their jobs make them spend plenty of time apart already, which honestly should be a reason to avoid unnecessary time apart. He also told me that my husband apparently called his wife and cried because he couldn't stand it here anymore.
He's throwing a temper. It was a temper tantrum. What?
I couldn't speak to my husband for the rest of the day beyond pissed. Neither of us could sleep though, and we had a long discussion, not an argument. We were both shockingly calm about it in the early morning. We agreed to let the vacation issue rest for a while and instead work on the root problems of our marriage. Not even 2 days later, he brought up going again, and honestly, I freaked out a little. I was harsh, but I could tell that our relationship was hanging by the threads. Letting him leave would mean it was basically over. It's never over with us because we've always got more full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There's a little bit left to the story, but OP, he's frustrated. His husband's frustrated. Everyone's frustrated. And it seems like you never got over that frustration.
I have no window into this relationship outside of this story, as do the rest of us. However, I don't want to be married to you either.
I don't know.
I picked up on a vibe that you don't really respect your husband. You didn't before, you don't now, and you won't after. And that's not to say your husband doesn't have problems.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. 17 paragraphs is not just nothing. So there's gotta be more here than what we got, because 17 paragraphs, it can't be repetitive.
Yeah.
Did he do it in MLA format? I don't know.
I don't think that was a creative writing assignment.
Yeah.
I think there's probably been a lot lurking underneath. Yeah, you know, some people aren't meant for each other. Because you wrote that stuff before y'all were getting divorced. And if I found out that my partner wrote about me that way, we'd have very large problems.
Yeah.
Just you think that my career is like nothing.
Yeah,
and
I
that
don't
I'm
do
like
any work.
like a dumb little baby who can't do anything around the house.
Yeah, it just seems like it wasn't a super healthy marriage, and that was exacerbated when you guys were stuck together. But I changed my mind a few days later. He seemed miserable. If staying with me was so effing awful, I just couldn't force him. That wouldn't help anybody. He, his friend, and our son went to the lake house and planned to stay for 2 weeks. It's been 6. Honestly, it's been nice to have the place to myself. We've been in touch every night, but I haven't missed having him around at all. I miss my son, but the absence of my partner means nothing.
That really tracks to how I was picking up the vibe.
Seems like that settles it.
You just didn't like your husband at all.
The first week I was very mad. I thought about it all the time. I made him update me constantly on his and my son's every move, just waiting for him to F up so I could bring them both home.
Also, not how that works, right? Temporally, he is in a different place. You don't have like a fishing pole to just reel him back in.
But then I just stopped caring. He texted me earlier tonight that we should probably just end things. Fine with me. Dang, yeah, y'all are, ooh.
Yeah, that really goes to show up. I'm sorry.
It was not doing well long before then.
I did pull up this post, and I do have some comments that I do want to read that are very pertinent because it kind of just supports our theories.
Yeah.
I'll go and read them. Deleted says, not the a-hole, but this bit concerns me, and it's a bit where it says, and here's the most ridiculous assertion of his. It's harder on him now due to the quarantine. I know this doesn't sound ridiculous because it's hard to break a routine and get used to staying home, right? But my husband has always worked from home, and he's used to taking care of our son during the day. I'm the one who's had to get used to a completely new routine and learn to work over my 4-year-old's need for attention. And he doesn't even do much anyway.
Dang.
His routine has changed. You're there, judging him. I know there are quite a few couples who love each other, but are struggling to adjust to be around one another all day. And, OP, you're mean. I've never been a digital artist, so I have no idea how stressful stressful it is or not, how do you know it's not stressful? It's just like going on about like, you're talking about this and talking about him in a very certain tone and way.
A complete lack of respect.
It didn't seem like you liked him.
And guess what? There's another comment here from ha 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 ha. Oh no. Being a digital artist is absolutely a stressful job, and doing any job while caring for a child is exceptionally harder. OP, you are finding it challenging to manage your child's need for attention while working? Well, you should appreciate your husband all the more because he's always doing that. And before this, he didn't have another parent at home to split the work like you do. Jeez, the lack of respect in that statement.
But that's the end of that story. Hope you're, doing better now.
Go OP's husband, go.
But that's the end of that story, and we got another one coming right up.
My husband had agreed to something years ago until his friends got involved.
Well, what's it for then?
My thoughts exactly. My husband, Gary, 30 male, and I, 28 female, have been together for about 6 years, married for 2. We have had a really good run so far, but there is one topic that we have always disagreed on.
Bikes.
And bike the way. This comes from Biker Wife Throwaway. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/showcase storytime subreddit. And we're here to read this story, and we're going to read it and have thoughts. And then you can tell us your thoughts in the comments.
It's a workout.
And then we'll read it.
For the ones who are listening, they are doing like the paddle boat thing.
Doesn't make sense in the story, Keon. We're biking.
Context clues.
Is that just water biking?
OP says, very early in the relationship, he told me that he wants to get a bike license.
Oh.
Like a motorbike, like a vroom, vroom, vroom. I sat him down and told him that was an absolute no-go for me and would always be, but that we were only together for a month and that I would understand if he decided to end things cleanly there and then.
I mean, that's my mom. She wouldn't let my dad get a motorcycle.
She's like, only after I'm gone you can get a motorcycle. I was like, oh. He asked for some time, but in the end told me that he was okay with giving this up for a chance with me. Fast forward to 2 days ago. He came home from work and he was visibly upset. I tried talking to him, but he was avoidant until he snapped and started venting that all of his friends are planning a massive bike trip for next summer and that they told him that he should get his license and tag along. He also told me that he was always very supportive of me, which is very true, and that this was his only dream and I was taking it away. I did not have the best reaction to this and just replied asking, "Are you serious?" He said, "Yes."
Yeah.
I told him that he was a big boy and he can go do what he wants, but that if he goes on that trip, he would come back to an empty house. He packed some stuff and is now staying with some friends.
Dude, if this was your lifelong dream, when someone says a month into you dating, I will never be okay with this, maybe believe them.
Maybe you can just ride in a sidecar.
Oh, or in the back.
Or, loophole, just don't get your license. Go on the trip. You say, babe, you just said you'd leave me if I got the license. I never got it.
I'm driving illegally.
I broke the law for our marriage.
You're welcome.
Your husband should have done the "we bought a zoo" thing.
I just bought it. I bought it anyway.
Yeah, that's my favorite line from that movie. Hey, I bought this zoo.
I bought it. I forgot it was Matt Damon in it, and so I accidentally replaced it with Mark Wahlberg for a second. Sorry, I bought a zoo. You don't like it?
Oh, you don't like my zoo? Say hi to your mother for me. Am I the baddie here? Oh no, send a pic. Don't do that. I was always very clear about my boundary. I gave him the chance early enough to leave if he doesn't like it. Don't want it crossed. His friends, obviously biased, of course, have been putting divorce jokes on their social media since he left after our fight. And there's a little bitty edit here. I wanted to add a small edit to answer some of the common questions I've seen in response to the post. Let's see if this preemptively answers any of my questions. Why is it such a hard boundary for me? That's my question. I have lost a total of 6 family members. 6.
A total of 6. Ow. Oh.
That's what you get for making fun of him.
Damn it.
Okay, I've lost 6 family members and friends between the ages of 6 and 19. What was a 6-year-old doing on a motorcycle?
Wait, no, well, I was like for clarification. Was it on motorcycles?
From the ages of him being 6 to 9.
Okay, read that one more time.
We've got that. We don't need to read that again. We know it. Also, he has known this since the first time we talked about it. Why am I taking out my trauma on him, and why don't I get help for my anxiety? I have been in various forms of therapy since I was 8. This continues to this day, though it's not completely for my anxiety anymore since it has lessened over the years and there have been other issues I needed help with. My last therapy was last week, another is scheduled for Monday. I also never felt like I'm taking my trauma out on anyone. I dealt with my feelings in therapy, but decided that I would never put myself into a position where someone could pass away due to a bike accident. Yes, I know anyone can pass away at any point for any reason. When we first talked about it, he asked me if there was any form of extreme sport that I'd be okay with. We have been diving together. He's regularly bouldering, and I got him skydiving lessons for his birthday last year. But bikes are a no-go, and they always will be. Is there any other option in this situation? I asked him if he was okay with going along in another vehicle.
He goes on an ATV.
Arguably several degrees more dangerous.
I was going to say a tricycle.
Wait, guys, wait!
We'll let you think that that's what that meant.
That's what it meant, yeah.
You didn't mean a tricycle?
Oh, Sophia, you sweet pea.
No, we did.
I meant a tricycle.
Okay,
The big ones that go brrr and have a motor.
I'm sorry. They're called tricycles? That's idiotic. A tricycle is a baby bike with 3 wheels.
What do you think of? Okay, so motorcycle. Add another wheel.
With 3 wheels. A tri-motorcycle. It's not about connecting.
There needs to be a motor in there.
tricycle will always mean, in my mind, a baby bike with 3 wheels. It will never be the forefront of my mind. If someone said to you, yeah, I've got a tricycle, I'm not thinking they have a motorcycle. I'm thinking they've got a little baby bike.
Context!
No.
Depends.
Context, tricycle only
If
ever
it's
means.
a 30-year-old man, I'm going to go, well,
Yeah.
You freak. You never learned how to ride a bike. Come on, grow up.
I asked him if he were okay with going in another vehicle. He scoffed. And told me that it's not the same, which is true. It's not. Maybe you could get one of those like Polaris slingshots.
Get a
so you
tricycle.
can still feel the wind in your
Get a little
face.
baby bike.
What are those things that Shaq used to ride?
Tricycles.
It's like a
Dinosaurs.
trike, but it's got 2 wheels in the front, like a Can-Am Roadster or something.
Get a plane.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was a Can-Am something. Because Shaq is too big to ride motorcycles, so he literally couldn't. He had to ride one of those things.
Hate how I looked up a motorcycle with 4 wheels. It gave me ATV.
It's an ATV.
4-wheel motorcycle.
ATV.
Why give him an ultimatum? This is where I royally effed up, and I admit and accept it. In the moment when I said it, I didn't see it as a threat or an ultimatum, but rather a fact I was stating. It was not to scare or manipulate him, it's just the truth. But I understand that it comes across horribly, and I'm going to apologize for it when I can. There is an update. Honestly, I've seen the solution to this in my head.
Oh, have you?
You go on the trip,
Yes.
you don't take a bike, you know what you do?
What?
You rent a convertible Corvette.
Oh, you look way cooler.
And then you cruise in the middle of the bike
You look
path.
like a VIP, yeah.
Exactly. You look, and then you become the guy everyone else, you're being escorted.
That is a good idea.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know how big this trip is, but if you haven't been on a motorcycle in 6+ years,
Probably not a good idea.
it significantly increases the danger
Hey
factor.
guys, it's like riding a bike.
No, it's not. It's nothing like that.
It's like riding a trike.
No. I was going to say, I think OP's question of, is this a fair boundary to have set? Yeah. I think you set it early on.
You said it literally at the very beginning.
The very beginning. I think it is. I was thinking about it because I don't know if I would necessarily have the same boundary, but I was thinking it about like with pew pews. Personally, I would never be okay with my partner having a pew pew in the house or owning one. And that's just like my boundary. And other people have different boundaries. Like other relationships would be like, yeah, no, I'm totally fine with that. Or I welcome that. Or like I have my own, which is your own personal boundary. So I feel like that is pretty similar to a motorcycle in that it is dangerous, obviously in a different way, but it is a dangerous thing that, you know, a lot of people get hurt using. So I understand where you're coming from with that boundary. And maybe just you guys aren't a match if there is no compromise.
Question for you.
Yes,
Slingshot.
absolutely. You have to have one.
Slingshot,
It's a boundary for you to have one.
you need that self-defense slingshot. Mm-hmm. Those are honestly gnarlier than I think anything else.
Well, they defeated a Goliath,
That is true.
classically.
That kind of sling, horrifying. Breaks
Yeah.
the sound barrier when you throw it. We got an update. It's been about a month since my first post, and though the final result was no a-holes here, the comments were extremely varied, and I read through almost all of them. Special shout out here to all the people who could write why they thought I was the a-hole without using strings of insults. On to the update. The day after I messaged my husband that I would like to sit down with him and talk about things properly.
I forgot y'all were married.
2 years of marriage.
Dang.
6 years of dating.
Whew.
He said that he would like that too and came home. I apologized for how I said what I said, while also standing firm that while my delivery left things to be desired, to put it mildly, the message itself still stands. He said that he understood and he apologized for snapping at me like he did. After a long talk, this is how I could summarize what happened. His friends at work invited him on the trip. He said no and explained why. He then started getting teased by them that he was being whipped. What does it feel like when the wife wears the pants?
Yikes.
This went on for a couple of weeks, after which he decided he would tell them that he would go with them because he put me in my place.
Yikes.
You gross.
I don't like that.
This guy didn't get bothered enough by his friends growing up.
Doesn't know how to stand up to his friends.
Yeah, you know what the answer to all of this was? Just a little sack tap.
Ow.
How does that feel?
Ow.
Get back to work.
Ow.
What?
Ow.
I know for a fact you've resolved many an argument with that move.
Ow.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm just short enough to hit it.
Anyway, what happened next?
The teasing did not stop, and now he also felt guilty, causing him to be as angry as he was that night. After the talk, we weren't really sure how to proceed, so we thought the best would be if we went to a professional together to figure things out. Counseling was a blessing, helping us articulate some thoughts we both had that we couldn't really say out loud before. There was a lot of emotion and a lot of crying, but it was so helpful for both of us to really understand what the other was going through. He also did some individual sessions, and he decided to distance himself from his friends indefinitely.
Wow.
Which, yeah, after being like,
Good
don't
move.
make fun of my wife, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, it's like, make fun of me, that's fine. That's fine.
That's my wife.
But my wife, my life.
You do not disparage my wife in this house.
How dare you?
And in this house, we listen to full episodes with stories just like this. On your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, or wherever else you listen to podcasts, just search OK Storytime. And there we are.
It's true.
I'm happy.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad that you had that conversation and you both were willing to hear each other out and be adults about it and find, the best way forward, which is not hanging out with those friends.
Yeah.
Maybe buy him a tricycle and put him in a little raincoat, but don't let him near any drains because there's clowns down there.
No, a little red balloon.
Hiya, Georgie. That was better.
I am better.
I'll work on mine.
You heard it here first, folks. Clip it. We also realize that where we live is extremely motorcycle-centric, and that if we decided to stay together, then we should probably move away.
I see them everywhere.
They live in Manila.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I see them all the time.
Last week, he sat me down and told me that he's been looking for work and got a really good offer from a company almost 2,000 miles away from where we live.
Oh,
That's
Far.
very far.
He asked me if he could put in his notice and we could start looking for a house somewhere in the area. I work from home, so moving is not really an issue for me, and we managed to find a nice looking place pretty close to his work. Nothing is set in stone yet, but things are looking really good.
heck yeah, brother.
I do. I loved that. That was nice.
Great way to end this episode.
You guys should get a motorcycle and ride it all the way there.
And you have a kid? Give your kid a trike. Wait, no, do they have a kid? They don't have a kid.
No.
But maybe I saw that in the future.
Now it's time to get a kid.
And a trike.
You know what that kid's gonna want to do? Ride motorcycles.
And on that note,
Yeah, do the closing like that.
She's triking away.
but if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you
And see you tomorrow. Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you'll enjoy, so stay tuned for the next one. My sister skipped meeting my baby for a concert.
I mean, was it Taylor?
Yeah,
if
which
it's Taylor
concert?
Swift and it's like front row seats, I mean, come on, I'm
Which
missing that
concert was
baby.
it? This is a very long story. Sorry in advance. There are so many details. I, 34 female, am originally from Toronto, Canada. I was born and raised there until I was 14 and then moved to Seattle, Washington, where I currently live. My dad moved here with my ex-stepmom years ago and my half-sister. By the way, this comes from Think Discussion 862. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, my relationship with my dad has always been pretty shallow. He's not one to talk about a lot of deep topics, and throughout my childhood, he wasn't very present. But I have concluded my relationship with him won't be deep, and I have accepted it for what it is. My half-sister, 24 female, and I have a very good relationship. We've texted and talked on the phone often, usually texting daily and talking on the phone weekly.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
It's lovely. Since we were young, I felt the need to protect her. Her mom, my ex-stepmom, and our dad used to fight a lot, to the point of the cops being called and parents going to jail for the night. That's more than fighting a lot. Whoa. Because
Oh.
of this, her sense of stability in the parents wasn't really there. I wanted to be something stable for her. Since then, we've grown and she moved back to Toronto with her mom and I stayed in Seattle, but I always wanted to see her, so I bought her plane tickets for her to come visit me and I bought flights to go see her in Toronto, along with other family that lives there. And when she's here, I want to spoil her, so we go to cafes, have lunches, go to events, get matching sister tattoos. I take her shopping. I've even bought her a trip to Australia as a gift, and those are pricey. I give her cash as gifts. I buy her jewelry, the books and shoes she wants, etc. I'm trying to be there for her by providing experiences and giving her things she needs/wants.
That's really, really
That's
nice.
lovely. And I'm sad about the title because you seem like you're a great sister.
Yeah.
Now my story begins after I had a baby in September 2023. I told my family right away when I found out I was pregnant 8 months earlier and told them the due date. Everyone was excited for the first grandchild. My dad had been asking for years when I'd have a baby and when he'd become a grandfather. Fast forward to having the baby. She was born early September, and my mom came to help 1 month before the baby was born and stayed for a month after she was born. Great mom. During that time, my half-sister expressed that she should be with me right after I gave birth. I told her I could help her pay for her plane ticket, or if she needed, I could pay for it entirely. She said she needed a few days and she'd get back to me. Eventually, she said she can't come because she couldn't take time off work and can't afford it. But we already know that the sister was going to pay for it.
But like, I mean,
But, like, time off
saying I
work.
can't get time off work, I think,
That's a bit more reasonable.
that could be a bit more reasonable
Yeah.
if it's true. If you're not a dirty,
She's not a
stinky
dirty
liar.
Didn't make sense to me since I offered to pay for her flight, but I let it go. My dad told me in mid-September 2023 he's going to take a trip to New Zealand. He lives in the US too, but in the state of Georgia. And he booked it for October for 16 days. I was kind of confused. He'd travel around the world before meeting my daughter, but figured he just needed to travel. He's always wanted to go to New Zealand. Sometimes you got to take a trip before you become a grandfather.
Yeah.
He told my half-sister about his trip, and she mentioned she was going to quit her job in December, and if he postpones his trip till after she quits, she'll go with him. Fun.
Okay.
He did this and moved their trip to the first 2 weeks in January 2024. I was happy they could go together and didn't think much of it. I still figured they'd come visit before that trip. Then October 2023 comes, and my sister tells me about weekend-long concerts she's been going to in Montreal, and she has to take time off work for it. And this is where I
Wait, you
start
have to
to
take
get confused
time
and hurt.
off work for your weekend-long concert, but you won't
can't take time off
for
work.
my baby?
Ridiculous.
That's the coolest concert around. You can hear me screaming and my baby screaming. It's like a little like Queen concert, like,
And then I'm going to cry anyway.
yeah.
She did this twice and took weekend-long trips to concerts and raves. She stayed in Montreal in hotels, etc. This just didn't align with her saying she had no time off to see me and no money. Then she mentioned these tickets to Portugal are cheap and she's going to buy them for the upcoming year.
Dude, she was just saying she can't afford travel. This is BS.
This is stupid. Yeah,
And after
this is stupid.
all the trips that I've got
This is
getting
how
on
you treat me?
Yeah, how
This
dare
is how
you?
you pay me back on the day of my child's birth?
No respect.
I think she should travel, but it's starting to hurt more because it feels like meeting my daughter isn't a priority. In November 2023, I asked my dad if he'll come visit anytime soon. He says he can't. He uses every excuse every time I ask him. I can't because the property, I need to fix something. Or I have to build a fence and go to this meeting about it. What?
I have to build a fence is a crazy excuse.
Yeah, she's like, hey, are you going to come meet my baby? And he's like, I've got to build a fence.
I gotta cook the water. You know, the water's not gonna cook itself.
I eventually gave up asking him. Then I found out my half-sister went down to Georgia to visit our dad in November 2023, and she took off work for that, which all hurt again.
Oh.
My dad and half-sister then flew to New Zealand in January 2024, early February 2024. My sister did come out to visit us and meet my daughter. At this point, she's 5 months old, and I'm happy she's here. My dad eventually makes it out to see us in May 2024 when my daughter is 8.5 months old. That's insane to me. Like, as a grandparent, but also just like a parent, to not want to immediately come out. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, what? It's weird that like the
to not even
family
wanna be there
isn't
for, like, the birth.
prioritizing OP at all. I mean, it's really sad, honestly.
Mid-July 2024, my daughter is 10 months old now. I talk to my half-sister and tell her I'm hurt because meeting my daughter didn't seem like a priority for her.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks, she's very defensive. telling me nothing big happened to you. You just had a baby.
That is like one
That's
of
like-
the most important things that you
Was that
like.
sarcastic? I don't.
That is one of the most important things.
What is bigger
that a
than
lot of
having a
people go
baby?
through.
What is like? All right, I feel like it goes like. Oh, actually, question: would you
Yeah.
rather miss someone's marriage? All right, you have a marriage and a baby at the same day. Would you rather go
I'd
to
probably go to the wedding,
the wedding over the baby?
depending on who. Well, who are they?
It's me, but in two parallel universes.
It's you, but in two parallel
yeah,
universes.
so you're either choosing between seeing the birth of my child or
Am I in the room?
you can if you want to.
Well, I guess
Sam's
that's up to your
birthing the
brain.
child.
Yeah. Let's assume that you have full autonomy.
I'm fully in the room.
You're fully in the room. You got
And I'm
front,
also
you got
your-
front
I'm-
row
I-
tickets
I'm your
to the
maid of
crowning
honor,
of the baby.
And I'm in the room.
Yes, you're my maid of honor, and you're in the room. Which one do you go?
I think if I'm your maid of honor, I have to be there for you.
Oh, it's true. Like you have a
I
responsibility.
have responsibilities.
That's true.
I'm not birthing the baby.
What if you're the doula of the baby? You're the maid of honor, and you're
I'm
the doula.
delivering the
You're
baby.
delivering the baby.
Whoa. Okay, so I'm the midwife
you're the
and also the
midwife
maid of honor.
And the maid of honor. Which one do you go?
Well, if I'm the midwife, I have to be the midwife.
Yeah, fair.
But if I'm just in the room and I'm also your maid
You're
of honor,
still gonna be an auntie.
yeah. But I'm saying if I wasn't the midwife, I would choose to be your maid of honor.
yeah,
Oh
fair.
my-
But if I am the midwife, then I got to be in the room.
Yeah.
And that I'm acting like I died, and that I should be upset with myself because my expectations are so high that I'm going to lose everyone I love.
I just remembered a very sad, tragic tale.
Oh, what is it?
I remember when a young Samuel Donner, he wanted to join the cool kids, but instead of labeling you as one of the cool kids,
They called me Salad Boy because I ate nothing but salads and could not trade my lunch for a lunch bowl or really anything.
You know what community will always welcome you with open arms, Sam?
And make you feel like a cool kid?
The great people who have OK Storytime memberships.
Oh, I heard that 60 plus hours of members only content Monday, Wednesday, Fridays.
You heard right, Sam, and it's only $5 a month.
So go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join. Now back to the story.
Chomp, chomp.
When I point out that she had the time off work because she went to all the concerts and visited our dad, she said she barely had the time off, and those were spur of the moment trips. I point out that she works part-time. Her job isn't full-time, and she always gets 3-day weekends. Oh my God. Could she have come to visit for a 3-day weekend? She said the price of the ticket wasn't worth it for only visiting 3 days.
Ugh.
Which I don't understand. I know she'd rather be here for a week, but I even offered to pay for the ticket. And when I pointed that out, she said she just didn't want to ask me to pay for it. She would have rather I just paid for it without having to ask her. She's like, why didn't you ask me? You
It's
should have
such
just
a
done it."
burden. Just read my mind.
Still confuses me. Then, when I pointed out how she had said no money, but she works, and our dad also gives her $1,000 a month just to do whatever she wants, she said how she spends her own money is her own business, not mine. This went on for 3 weeks. And then
3 weeks
Wow.
of this bickering?
Wow. Then she told our dad we were
insufferable.
arguing, and he called me and said I needed to fix things because I'm the older sibling. And that if I don't, he's going to consider changing his will.
I don't like when people threaten their will.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like,
lame.
come on. Like, I'm
Get
gonna
a grip.
wait until I pass away.
Yeah, I'll show you. You're not getting a thing.
Yeah. This went on for 3 weeks. Then she told her dad we were arguing, and he called me saying I needed to fix it because I'm the older sibling, and that if I don't, he's going to consider changing his will. And he was considering coming to live in Seattle to be around me and my family, and now he's not because I'm tearing his family apart. That's so lame. Like, oh, well, I was thinking about moving there to be with you and your child, but now, no, I don't think I will. And Opie's like, you never told me that.
Yeah, and also like it's like you're having the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You know, you're like doing exactly the insane, terrible behavior that you've always wanted to do, while getting the benefit of like maybe I would have if you hadn't been so mean.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I would
lame.
have done it. But you know what you guys should do? Listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime. Don't do it right now. Stay where you are. But if you're watching this in the future,
Do it then.
there's a little bit more to the story. I hung up the phone on my dad. He hasn't talked to me since that phone call, which was back in August 2024. My half-sister apologized briefly. I told her I'm not happy being treated this way, and she
Dude, she's
blew
a
up
lame-o.
on me again and went straight back into being defensive, and then told me it's not worth having a relationship with me if we're gonna keep doing this.
I feel like did something
AKA
happen?
arguing.
I feel like there's
Yeah,
some
why is she so-
information because
Yeah.
they were great for years. I feel like there's some information that we're not getting.
So I'm wondering, Reddit fam, should I have just kept my mouth shut? Am I the a-hole? Are my expectations of my family too high? Okay. Okay. And there are some comments to finish this off. Comment 1 says, some people just aren't baby people, and your sister is in the prime 20s. Face it, they did come to see the baby, but their lives are not baby-centered like yours is. Okay, that's no. I think that's a stupid thing to say, because even if you don't like babies,
it's meaningful.
You don't have to be there to see the baby. You can be there to support your sister and your daughter, who is actively going through one of the most painful experiences of maybe her life.
Yeah, and it's about supporting someone through their milestones.
It's really,
and to not support someone through that milestone feels like just like you don't care about them.
It's only 50% about this baby. It's also about 50% about supporting the person who's birthing the child.
Yeah.
Not sure what dad's problem is, but my sister is aware that going to concerts and lots of fun adult activities are probably not going to happen now that baby is here. It was okay to tell them your feelings once, but stop bringing it up and move on with your life. You have your own family now, and your dad and sister seem to be doing okay. They'll come to visit on their own time. Meanwhile, enjoy your baby and keep your conversations positive. I disagree with that comment.
Enjoy your baby, and
like, oh yeah, your family's living their life, but like you can't be upset. I don't agree with that.
I mean, I think like
in terms of, maybe you don't have to actively reach out to them because they're clearly not showing an effort. But
yeah, I mean, I feel like maybe that's good advice. Like, don't hold on to the hate. But I really think maybe that means you see now where you fall in the priority wheel of your family, and now take that information into how you want to treat them going forward.
Yeah. Comment 2, not the a-hole. I would be hurt too. Here I was bummed that my mom and sister waited a week to come see me after my baby, and they only waited that long because they'd been sick. Your expectations are not too high, especially since you were going to pay for your sister's ticket. It sounds like surely there was more going on, or has your relationship with your sister always been one-sided? OP says, if there was something more going on, they haven't told me. The relationship has been this one-sided, but I figured it's because our age gap and she's so much younger. But I've always been the one to pay for our experiences and gifts, be there for graduations, etc. She has never come visit me for a big life event. And I even had a wedding dress fitting in Toronto, and she still couldn't make it. I think I'm realizing it was just more of a one-sided relationship.
That would
be really sad.
That's really, really sad.
I'll be there for your groomsmen fitting.
Yeah, unless Isabella's having a baby.
Yeah. Comment 3 says, not the a-hole. Your sister growing up in that chaotic environment and being in her 20s. I can see her responses and behavior being like this. I'm in my 20s. I wouldn't pull this behavior.
Yeah, but you're like your mid-20s now.
Lil sis will hopefully get a reality check one day, but your dad also still seems to be unstable with his behavior and priorities, especially after bugging you about grandkids. His gaslighting and putting blame on you is unreal. So sorry. Enjoy your new little one. And OP replies, I've learned to deal with my dad like this. It's not the first time he's done this. Thank you for your insight. I never really thought our upbringing could be impacting my sister in this situation, but it definitely could be. And that is the end of that story. Man, oh man, yeah, your sister and your dad
really
kind of
sad. Yeah, it's sad.
Yeah,
but I think
not there for you, and now you know that these people are not going to prioritize you, and just like no, going forward, you know what? No more paying for flights, and your sister's gonna realize that she was relying on you a lot, and hopefully, get some sense.
My sister's wedding is stressful, and I resent them for it. When in doubt, just scream. My sister Anne is 29 years old. We are 3 years apart. I'm 26. She got engaged in the fall of 2022 to a very sweet man, 32 years old. A good man.
A good man.
Lots of patience. A good man. He's a solid man. A good chap, they might say. And we'll call him George. By the way.
George.
By the way, this comes from Adwin Indigo. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, family dynamic and circumstances, we're getting some backstory.
Ooh.
Anne came back to live with our parents last fall after college. We live in Tennessee. We are a family of 8, so it can be a bit crowded.
It's a big family.
Well, that is actually a big family. I had also recently graduated and moved back with my junk. Lol. I felt this was my cue to move out and help my family have some space. I got all my stuff and moved in my own apartment about 20 to 30 minutes away from my parents. Her fiance, Gorge, went back to New Jersey to find a place for them to live after they're married. They're staying pure up till their wedding night. Alrighty. They're going to bust so quick then. Woo, yeah, it's going to be so good. At this point, It's January 2023, and they haven't picked a date yet. They're super triceratopsy for each other, so they have to get married ASAP because they can't. They're trying to jump each other's bones right now. While Gorge is in New Jersey, Anne misses him something awful.
Well, Gorge is in New Jersey and misses him something awful.
It's been a
Who's
fortnight
writing this?
since I've seen you last, my dear
They want
Gorge.
to jump each other's bones.
Anyway, she can't even think straight.
Oh, boy.
She gets an interview for a job in New Jersey and gets accepted for it, so she does wind up moving over there.
Jersey?
They're still living
It's waiting.
separately. What?
It's raining.
Oh, that's cool. Wedding stuff. It rolls around to February, and they keep changing their minds about the date. Finally, they pick the last weekend in May.
The last weekend in May,
Since Anne...
it's only going to rain.
Since Anne has moved to New Jersey, that leaves our mother to do all the wedding planning and organizing. Our mother isn't being super controlling about it. Anne has a little bit of a learning disability on top of having difficulty reading. She easily gets overwhelmed by stuff. There's no way Anne can plan a wedding by herself. Little old Anne that just she gets swept away by any gorge that walks her way. I'm just a little lady.
She's hysterical.
Take her to the doctor. I heard they have new treatment for stuff like that.
Keep her locked in a room until the yellow wallpaper starts moving.
And Mom is happy to help. Because Anne and Gorge picked out a date so late, and it's a holiday weekend, there are no venues open.
You idiots.
They decided to have the service and reception at our old home church.
That's not so bad.
Mom did all the footwork to check all the venues and find out they were booked.
No.
Anne helped with none of this except to give approval. Well, Anne is historically hysterical, so
It's
I don't
called
know.
delegation.
It's called delegation. Maybe she's
Okay.
a businesswoman
businesswoman.
a budding
She doesn't have
businesswoman.
time to do the minutia.
No, she
She's
only
just
has
looking at the big
time to
picture.
write to Gorge or smutty letters. In the months leading up to the wedding, our mother spent most of her time searching for and buying decorations. The church does not have wedding decorations. Anything that goes into planning a wedding, our mother did. Mom designed and printed the invitations. Oh, tailored the wedding dress. Ha! And is making sleeves.
Please.
Sleeves on a wedding dress.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my goodness. It's going to take
oh,
forever
golly
at the
gee.
sewing machine. She's going to have to press
However
that
will
pedal.
she do it?
Oh my God, she must be.
She's only got till May. I don't know what month it is, but that's awfully soon.
awfully
it's
soon, and
probably
she
gonna
has to
rain.
make dinner every single night.
Oh,
I don't know how
Lord.
she's going to do it. Both parents are making all the food for the reception, and I'll be helping her make icing flowers and making the groom's cake. It sounds
What
like
does
it's
the
going to be
groom's
liver.
get his own cake?
I'll be helping her make icing flowers and making the groom's cake. I also spray painted some of the wedding decorations and in the church. Like,
Okay.
that's,
Let's see what this looks like.
that's a little. I can't imagine that looks good.
The fumes, the vapors.
The vapors. Oh Lord!
I do declare.
I do declare. You're gonna make me hysterical and pass
I
out
do
from
say.
all these vapors like a hot Georgia day sitting
You know,
in my
it's pretty easy
rocking
to pass
chair
out in church,
on the
actually.
plantation.
It's pretty easy to pass out in church.
Yeah,
It
you
is.
should.
There's
know.
not a lot of circulation in the church.
And you're also wearing really nice clothes and tight
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with sleeves.
And you're
God.
singing a lot, and you're standing a lot, and you're doing up and down and
You're
up and
saying
down, up and
hallelujah.
down. Easy to pass out in church.
I also spray painted some of the wedding decorations and took care of other stuff. I also volunteered to do Anne's hair and makeup for her. One of our brothers is doing the photography for free. And no, none of us do these things professionally except our brother, who is a professional photographer.
Nice.
The day she flew down, our whole family was at church sweeping, mopping, cleaning out the fridges, taking care of the draping on the walls, putting out tables, etc. This is a family affair.
Yeah.
This is kind of uniting the whole family.
I don't know if I would want like a close, like an immediate family member to do like photography or something like that, because I would want them to enjoy the day.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like that's a pretty big.
Or
kind of-
you make sure they're always watching the important moments.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, she was supposed to help with some of that, but I don't think she's been planning to. Now that Anne's here, she's been staying at my apartment because her little sister is sick, and we don't want to risk the bride catching something before her big day. couldn't possibly. I don't really mind because this is a big deal. It gives us a chance to catch up too. But then she keeps asking me to do a bunch of little things for her. Like she'll lay down and then want me to get a glass of water, a snack, etc. I make her coffee and breakfast. She leaves lights on, takes 2 to 3 long showers a day. Okay, so she's like
2 to 3 long showers a day. What's she doing?
long. She's
cleaning.
She's cleaning. She's releasing some stress.
That's not 2 to 3 long showers a day.
Hey, when you gotta release stress and get
she
clean,
hasn't been able to jump the bones
That's
of
what
that
I'm
husband.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what we're saying.
That's what
Well,
we're
I was
saying.
saying
We're
it
all
first.
saying the same thing. We're hive-minded it. She pays no mind to the little rules I have. Example, drying her hands on my face towel, ruining my bar of soap, or walking around the apartment totally in the way God has presented her at birth. When I have a window open, but getting mad at me even though I told her that I open a window.
What?
John, we're going to get back to the story,
Yeah.
but you're old.
You're as old as me now, pal.
I might be as old as you, but I feel like you have oodles more wisdom.
I've got some wisdom in this old noggin.
You got a
baby.
piece of wisdom for me right now?
Always respect you.
And I think the other piece of wisdom that I've learned from John is join OK Storytime memberships.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Get it now while I'm still alive.
And now back to the story. Today, Anne's freaking out. She's turning into that bridezilla into her final form and saying she's too nervous to wear makeup. And she doesn't want to wear any makeup at all except for some lipstick.
I get that.
That's
I
her
get
own
that.
prerogative. I calmly tell her that it's fine, but let's try out just for fun one night. If you don't like it, it's no skin off my nose. If you do, great. But she hasn't texted me back, and I think she's offended and low-key melting down. Look, if she doesn't want makeup, then it's one less thing for me to worry about. Months ago, I asked her if she wanted makeup, and she said a little bit would be good, but she didn't know how to apply it, and that's when I volunteered because I'd love for her to look her Sunday best and feel beautiful in photos. I already bought her foundation and things. I just wish I hadn't already spent the money if she truly didn't want it. Yeah, 'cause, makeup
expensive.
entry ain't free. How much is a makeup?
I don't know. I don't buy a lot of makeup.
Well, just you
But,
have a makeup.
I feel like on the cheaper end, you can get like nice eyeshadow for like $30.
That's expensive.
It's like on the cheaper end.
That's and how long does that last?
For like, and that's like that big.
Oh, is that big? Or is that small?
No,
That's
there's a
small.
smaller one.
See, it's expensive.
Yeah,
I
'cause,
don't
like
have to
the
tell
ones
you.
that are that big
you
are
don't-
really expensive.
I just wish I hadn't spent all the money if she truly didn't want it. Optional backup story about the makeup. Anne's a very anti-makeup kind of gal. Occasionally, she wears lipstick. In the past, she's even seen me wearing makeup, even though it's a natural look, and she harps on me. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
She doesn't like it, so I shouldn't wear it either.
That's
it's
silly.
bad for my skin and whatnot. I just don't think there's any harm in covering up dark circles and wearing it occasionally.
There ain't any harm, and she should mind her own business.
Months ago, I asked what she was planning for the bridesmaids, and she only mentioned dresses and flower hair clips. Cool, jewelry looks pretty, but it's not for me. Well, we're both adults now, so I thought we'd grown past all the pettiness. No, you were wrong. Plus, it was a long time ago. I mean, who cares? I just let it go, and I didn't even remember till today. But this morning, she stuck her tongue out at me and said she was making me jewelry, and I had to wear it.
Okay.
Weird. In the moment, I didn't say anything and just finished making her tea. I guess it's not that big of a deal. Wear some bling for a few hours, and I can take it off, no biggie. It just rubs me the wrong way that she's rubbing this in my face so hard. There are just more important things to worry about. She's making this jewelry right now. Like, of all the things to ensure that this
She's like,
wedding goes smoothly,
I need the jewelry.
the jewelry needs to be perfect.
Oh, he's like, are you sure we shouldn't focus on like maybe like the date and making sure that you have all of the decorations? She's like, no.
And she starts making that friendship bracelet jewelry that's everyone. There's a lot more important things to worry about than frickin' jewelry right now, and she still doesn't have her own shoes or any flowers sorted out. Why bring up stuff from our childhood? I may have missed an important part. I'm going to hit this backstory really quick.
It was optional.
It was optional, but it turns out it wasn't optional. So I'm going to go back to the backstory. Ever since we were little kids, she always was trying to force me to wear jewelry that I had, to have my ears pierced one day. And as a little kid, the texture of the jewelry just felt weird to me and I didn't like it. And also used to tell me if she couldn't make me wear stuff, then she'd force me to wear it at her future wedding.
Oh, and here
that
we
I
have.
could never be a true woman if I wore any. I just shrugged it off and said I wouldn't be her bridesmaid or whatever. She used to paint me as the to her mother whenever I wouldn't wear jewelry. Okay, so this jewelry beef
my
goes.
goodness. So she's really
deep.
into her jewelry.
She's really
She
into
just
her
sounds really
jewelry.
controlling. She's like, you can't wear makeup because I don't wear makeup. You have to wear jewelry because I wear jewelry.
I want to be matching at our wedding. I wear white you wear white.
and then OP shows up in white, and she's like,
Yeah.
why would you wear white to my wedding?
And is getting frustrated with me about some other things. And I don't know if it's simply because I'm not communicating things clearly enough or if I'm just creating problems and needlessly stressing her out with the information she can't handle. Example, making conversations about anything not wedding related. On a slightly different note, my mother is understandably very overwhelmed with everything. She keeps asking me to clean up the house, which is completely cluttered with wedding stuff. I need to clean up everyone's dishes, sweep and mop the house, sort through Anne's wedding stuff. What is Anne even doing? But you know what you should always sort through is our podcast, OK Storytime, which you can search up wherever you get your podcasts. And you can listen to us 24/7 into your ear holes.
24/7, 365.
I'll absolutely do what I can to make things easier for mom, but I also have to do those things at my own apartment. I'm moved out and have my own life now. I have my own responsibilities to take care of. Mom is doing all this major wedding planning because Anne hasn't done a thing. Anne hasn't lifted a freaking finger. At what point does OP just, take a step back and say,
No more.
no
Enough
more,
is
this is
enough.
on you. Enough is enough. I am done.
Yeah, honestly.
You've crossed my boundaries.
That's a good question.
I mean, I feel like it's getting to the point where I'm like, hey,
It's getting there.
It's like
it's certainly getting there.
you are being way too demanding. You need to take a step back.
You're
You
gonna
need to take two steps back. Although a parent's child is never too old to do the dishes at their parents. Like, I get that. But now I even have a guest at my place and I majorly need to sweep and mop my own apartment, but I'm too busy at my parents to catch up in time. Update. I am now going to be hosting a little get together with the other two bridesmaids because my parents' place is a mess. So I absolutely must get my place cleaned up. I have no idea what we'll do. Maybe I can bring some board games over and we can watch TV. Who knows? But yeah, basically OP is getting spread thin.
Yeah.
Spread to the max. Question
Spread
for...
thinner than a crepe.
Spread thinner than a crepe. Amen. But that's the end of that story.
Woo. My parents disowned me, but now they're asking for financial support?
I'm going to disown that ask and put you to the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Background. This is going to be a bit long.
Ooh, give it to
Throwaway
me.
because I use the same username for almost everything I have, sadly. So to start off, I'll say that I'm an Asian American with parents that are very old-fashioned Asian. By the way, this comes from Hey Throwaway. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So think of your stereotypical Asian parents. I was brought up to study and get good grades because I am the son of the family, and it will be my responsibility to take care of my parents.
Okay.
I have an older sister, currently 38 female, but since she was a girl, my parents were not strict on her at all and let her basically have whatever she wanted. When my parents came to America, they had no money or anything because they had experienced Khmer Rouge. They worked hard and brought up my sister and I in a typical lower middle class fashion, except that they had those stereotypical Asian expectations of me. I always expected to take care of my parents since I was brought up to expect that. While growing up, my parents made me study a lot. They didn't let me do anything like learn how to bike, go to friends' houses, etc. I was expected to stay at home and study so that I could eventually get a great high-paying job and support my parents in their old age. The same was expected of my older cousins, and they have all become doctors or other professions in the medical field. It has been drilled into me to become a doctor since I was young. When I got into a good university, I majored in biochemistry and continued my education toward becoming a doctor. But I started to doubt whether or not I really wanted this path. I honestly did not know what I enjoyed in life, and while I could see myself being a doctor, I could not see myself happy in the future.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think like having parental expectations like that must be so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then also to realize you're like, oh, I don't like this, and I've been spending like 10 years trying to become a doctor, and now like what do I do? And do I even know what I even like because I've been spending so much time doing what other people want me to do that I don't even know what I want to do myself. Like, that sucks.
This slight epiphany happened during my senior year, though, so I was already going to graduate. During my time in college, I took many language classes because I found that I was really good at learning languages.
Nice.
Before long, I found that I enjoy learning new words and getting fluent in languages. I found a career option that would let me teach English in another country for as long as I wanted. I decided that I wanted to do this instead of becoming a doctor because I found myself enjoying my time learning languages much more than learning medical stuff. I also just wanted to try this out to see if I liked to teach and if this was something that I might enjoy.
Okay.
When I told my parents, they absolutely freaked out, saying that I was throwing my future away and that I needed to forget about all of this.
Just really quick on this, the idea that there are 3 jobs, doctor, lawyer, engineer, that the only ways that you can be successful is being in one of those jobs is very much no longer true.
Yeah.
And if you have any
Wasn't
kind
even
of
true back then either.
yeah, but even more now, like at the age of the internet, when you have like you can learn anything online and like you can make money from just going into your interests and sharing that interest with other people. Like I think it's like I don't know, it's just it's sad to see that being discouraged because I think it's one of the things that leads to the most success is following your interest unabashedly and vehemently.
Very true. I responded saying that I was still graduating with a biochemistry degree in an honors program at a good university, and that if I didn't like teaching English, I could still apply for medical school and do other things while applying. They said it was ridiculous. Their reasoning was simple. Money will make you happy.
Not true, dude.
I severely disagreed and said that I still had not found what made me happy and that I wanted to try things out while doing it. I was not going to use their money because I had my own money that I had saved up, which would last a fair amount of time, and the job that I was considering paid a fair amount. In response, they said that they would disown me if I went off track and delayed becoming a doctor because they did not want to work anymore and wanted to retire. I said that they could retire whenever they want and that I could pay for medical school myself or take out student loans, which isn't unusual.
So what it sounds like is they don't want what's best for you. They just want a safety net because they want you to make a bunch of money.
Oh.
They want to be rich.
Yeah.
Because they want you to take care of them. Yikes.
They did not budge, and I would not budge. The end result was me being disowned by my parents during the end of my senior year at the age of 23. Wow. They said that I should not come back crying to them when I was poor and sad. My sister still kept in contact because she knew how unreasonable they were being. After taking the job in another country, I found that I loved teaching kids and that I also loved traveling. While abroad, I traveled all over the place when I had days off. I met a wonderful woman and married her. I have a 3-year-old son. Fast forward to the present, I am currently a university teacher for medical school.
So it seemed like it worked out after all, didn't it?
I guess I couldn't shake off my past of medicine, and I make a very good amount of money. I am living comfortably.
Let's freaking go, OP.
Lovely, because this combines OP's love of teaching and OP's parents' love of medical school.
Yeah, well, you kind of like hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
Except, I mean, maybe not on the parental side. The parental side, not as much.
But there is a problem.
Oh, what's the
As there
problem?
always
There's
is.
always a problem.
Tell us.
Recently, my sister has informed me that my parents wanted to meet. I was surprised because I haven't talked or seen them in 7 years. I went to meet them after thinking about it for a bit, and I will admit I felt huge relief seeing them again after so long. There was some small talk and catching up before they informed me that they were hoping to reconnect. I was, of course, open to the idea, but then they stated that they were hoping that I could pay them back like a good son for all they did for me. For disowning you at 23?
Yeah. Do you want that with interest too? Like,
It's called 23andMe, okay?
you kind of agreed to this when you signed up to have a kid by having a kid.
And it's like, oh, what's the alternative? You guys cut me off if I don't give you the money? Because you already did that.
You have no power.
For all they did for me through childhood until I finished college. They were hoping that I could still take care of them by making the last years of their life easier in a better house with people to help them out with things in their old age. I wasn't quite sure what to make of this request. I told them to let me think on it, and they were fine with that. After getting home and thinking on it a bit, they're basically asking me to buy them a house with caretakers to take care of them in their old age. It sounds ridiculous, but at the same time, I still do love, respect, and feel indebted to my parents for all that they did for me in the past, despite disowning me. Again, parents are supposed to do that. They're supposed to take care of you because they signed up for this. You did not. I am not sure why it's like this, but it may be because I was brought up with the expectation to take care of them. I can afford the request as well without hurting my family financially at all. I just don't know if I should. My wife said that while she would rather me not, it is my choice because she has never known my parents and that she will support me. I just don't know what I should do. And there is an update. I mean, this is up to you, but just know that they're always going to place money above you. They do not care about you.
They don't care about you. They care about the safety that you could provide them.
Yes.
And then maybe they care about some cultural expectations of what you should be.
Yeah, but they don't care about you. They've shown that to you because they didn't talk to you for 7 years. For 7 years because you wouldn't go to medical school. Or no, you went to medical school because you wouldn't become a doctor. Yeah, you don't owe them anything. But there is an update.
We're going to get back to the story, but Sam, you have a copious amount of something.
What, John?
X's.
I have like 4 or 5 or 6.
I heard of 6 with a 0
All
behind
right,
it.
that 60 number, comes from somewhere else.
Where does that come from?
It comes from our OK Storytime membership.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Join a club almost as exclusive as Sam's X's. But let's get back to the story.
First off, I'd like to thank everyone that posted to my previous post. It was very helpful and allowed me to see things from many perspectives. I tried to answer as many as I could and read all of them. After posting and reading all the responses, I took a day to digest all the information and think clearly about what I wanted. I then called my wife up and we discussed for a while about what I want to do, what I will/won't regret doing, and our family. In the end, I decided that I would help my estranged parents. Many of you were against this, but from my perspective, they were still my parents. It may be because of my upbringing, but I still wanted to help them in their old age, and I'm not much of a vindictive person when it comes to wrongs done to me. Only when it's wrongs done to people I love. In order to move on with my life, I let most of my hate in the past, and I had, for the most part, forgotten about my parents until they contacted me again. Even though I decided to help them, I wasn't going to do what they asked for. I planned on asking them their reasons for getting back into contact with me, if they regret what they said, etc. I know that they are after some money from me, but personally I think it's fine to share a bit of money with my parents, who did raise me for 23 years. Once I finished talking to my wife, I called up my sister and asked if she would share some info with me about my parents' financial situation and such. It turns out that what my parents had saved during my childhood and time in college, they ended up gambling a fair amount away.
They gambled it? Oh.
It's a bit ironic as they are card dealers in a big name casino and see people gamble away their money basically every day. According to my sister, disowning me did have an effect on my parents and they retreated into gambling. They recently stopped gambling, but the damage was already done. My sister has helped them out some, but my parents never directly asked her for assistance. I instead asked my sister if she would be willing to help me in helping my parents. She agreed, and now the only thing left was to meet my parents.
Oh no.
I called up my dad and asked to meet him and my mom again. When we met, I asked them straight out why they wanted to meet with me again and reconcile with me. After a bit of my mom flailing around for response, my dad told me straight up that the main reason was money. Wow. They were getting old, made a stupid mistake, ended up in this situation, and were hoping for some help from me despite what they'd done.
I mean, like, if you do
Straight
help
up.
them, ensure that you don't give them any money to spend themselves because
Yeah, like make sure that
they're
you're
gonna
someone
lose it
else
all.
is in control. He said that they were sorry for what happened and that while it was one of the hardest things he had to do, he decided to come to me for money because he did not want my mom to live her last years horribly. He did not go to my sister because he felt it was more shameful to ask her for money than it was to come back to me as I was the son/a man. It did sting a bit to hear directly that he was only after money, but at the same time, I'm relieved that he didn't beat around the bush and lie to me. I asked him if he regret what he did to me and whether he was willing to apologize. He replied that he does regret disowning me and that it was in the heat of the moment, and his pride as my dad made it hard to go back on his decision despite it being stupid. He apologized but said that he still did not think that his line of thought was wrong. He said that more than likely I would have ended up in debt and in a bad situation, but I worked hard to get where I am and that he is glad that everything worked out. At this point, things were getting a bit emotional, so I steered the conversation toward the money. I informed them that I would not be buying them a house, but would be willing to make their current house more comfortable, help with some bills, and maybe in the future, when they really lost their independence, I would hire a caretaker for them with the help of my
that's
sister
more
on
than
all
they
of this.
deserve.
They would
Like,
bring-
I feel like that
is more than enough.
Yeah, that feels
for
like
people who like literally disowned you, that is much more than they deserve.
yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I asked them why they wanted another house, and my dad said that while it wasn't too much of a problem yet, he was afraid that him or my mom would fall into eternal sleep from the stairs and wanted a one-story house instead. I suggested that they move from the master bedroom to the room downstairs that they were using as a computer room instead. I would help them move. They agreed that it was a good idea. My dad informed me that he still wanted to work and build up what he could after breaking out of the habit of gambling. I told him that I would be taking charge of his finances and regulating what they spent on what, and he agreed it was fine. Once the money talk was over and done with, we talked a bit more, and my mom again suggested that she was interested in my family, including my wife. I told them that I may allow them to meet my family in the future, but for now they were still basically strangers to my family and I again, and we had to work on the relationship before I allowed them to enter my current family, which very fair, very fair.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should be on pretty thin ice.
Yeah,
It's like,
you guys are on probation for sure.
yeah, again, iPhone lock screen method.
Yes.
You know,
Like
help
you
them a
watch
little
it,
bit,
watch
give them a timeout for a month. If they act the same, 2 months.
We left on amicable terms. Afterward, I called my sister and told her what transpired and that I expected to go half and half on helping the parents. She said it was fine to go 60-40 instead, with her paying the 60 because she felt a bit responsible that she wasn't there for my parents to try to break them out of their gambling because she was really busy. She was going to visit my parents on Thanksgiving anyway, so I decided that she should bring her husband, and the time after Thanksgiving would be when we move the house around for my parents. I will be spending Thanksgiving with my family, but will go down to my parents' house afterward to help move things around. And by the way, you can help us by listening to more full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. And
Go
search
ahead
Storytime.
and listen to us for 47 straight days.
47 straight days,
47
nonstop.
24-hour days. You could do that.
And counting. It's growing.
It's growing every day.
So you might as well.
You
catch
might
up
as
now.
well get at it, okay? But there is a little bit left to this story. When everything was settled, I spoke to my wife again, and she agreed with what was decided and said that she was actually glad that it ended up how it did. The reason she was hesitant to say no firmly before was because she thought I might regret it because of my personality. She is glad that I'm not spending a huge amount of money on my parents. However, she is looking forward to the day that she finally meets my parents when I decide it is a good time. I hope that my son is able to develop a good relationship with my parents as he does with my wife's parents. All in all, it ended well.
Okay.
No revenge. No hate, just helping each other out.
I feel like OP is pretty
There's
well
one more.
adjusted
Yeah.
for having terrible parents.
One more
And
sentence. We'll see what the future holds for the relationship between my parents and I. Okay, now you talk.
I feel like OP is
Shut
pretty
up,
well
Sam.
adjusted for having those terrible
Absolutely.
parents. You know, like it's
Because it doesn't, it's
a
not,
wonder they came out so good.
I would say like OP's not going on the one side of kind of being like, no, F you guys, I never want to see you again, but is also not going like, I'll do whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
Like has somehow like met in that middle of being like, okay, you know what, I'll help you out.
Which I
But
feel
there are
like
boundaries.
shows a massive sign of maturity.
Exactly.